In the Buu Saga of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta famously allowed Babidi to control him in order to fight Goku. However, before the battle between the two Saiyans could happen, Supreme Kai steps in between Goku and Vegeta, clearly making the statement that this fight was not worth the revival of Majin Buu. Instead of backing down though, Goku raises his arm and charges a ki blast, ready to kill the Lord of Lords if he has to. Even Vegeta is taken aback by this action, and in the original, Shin can see that Goku is serious, so he backs down. In this Dragon Ball What If, I ask the question, what would happen if Shin didn't back down? What if Goku went through with it and killed the Supreme Kai? Well, Goku fires off the blast and kills Shin in a single attack, removing him from the battlefield and allowing Vegeta to fight him. Gohan can't believe what his father has done, but Goku tells Gohan that they'll bring him back to life later. For now, Vegeta and Buu are the biggest threats on the planet. Goku tells Babidi to teleport them to a deserted location, and he tells Gohan to finish off Dabura and Babidi. Before Gohan can blast open the ship, Babidi lets him in. The battles that will define the Buu Saga are about to happen. But on a distant world, something else is happening. Before we head there though, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Only 22% of the people who watch these videos are subscribed, so hit that sub button so you'll never miss another upload. You can always unsub in the future if you change your mind. In a swirling golden nebula lies the planet of the god of destruction, Beerus. Outside of Beerus' palace, Whis is sitting by a nearby river with the oracle fish when an alert appears on his staff. Calmly, Whis tells the oracle fish that he must go check on something, so they will continue this another time. The angel makes his way into the tree that serves as Beerus' palace and enters Beerus' bedroom, where he finds the god of destruction dead in his bed. Immediately, Whis checks on his staff if Supreme Kai is alive and finds him dead on Earth. Beerus and Shin are linked, so when Shin dies, Beerus dies as well. Whis is aware of Kibito, the attendant of Shin, and thinks that he will replace the Kaioshin, but Beerus has not appointed a replacement god of destruction, so this process will take some time. So Whis looks back to his staff in order to contact Kibito, only to find that he is dead as well. This wouldn't do. A quick call to the Grand Priest assures Whis that they will figure out some sort of way to sort this mess, and for now, he should stay in Universe 7 until a suitable replacement method has been created. Whis understands, so for now, all he can do is wait. Back on Earth, things are playing out fairly similarly to the original story. As Goku and Vegeta fight, they cause the revival of Buu before Gohan can even begin his fight with Dabura again. This leads to Gohan fighting Buu, Goku getting knocked out, and Vegeta going to fix his mistake with a sacrifice. Notably though, Gohan was saved from Buu's attack by Supreme Kai in the original story, so with the Kai dead, Gohan actually dies from his confrontation with Majin Buu. Things don't change for a little while as Vegeta sacrifices himself to try and defeat Buu, and Goku wakes up and heads to the lookout to meet up with the others. Once there, they discuss fusion and teaching it to the kids once they wake up. Then, the sky goes dark because Bulma and the others have summoned Shenron. They wish for every good person that died today to be brought back to life, a wish that allows for the revival of Gohan, Kibito, and even Supreme Kai. Kibito immediately heads to Shin's location and asks what happened. Shin tells Kibito everything, and Kibito says he knew that mortals shouldn't have been trusted. While not as anti-mortal as Zamasu, Kibito did think lesser of mortals in general, seeing them as creatures beneath the Kais and inherently flawed. The two can sense that Buu has emerged and decide to head back to the realm of the Kaioshin in order to reconsider their plans. At the same time, Gohan gets up and senses everyone on the lookout, They were all brought there after the wish to revive everyone was made. Gohan quickly flies there to meet up with everyone, and they are all ecstatic to see that Gohan is alive again. Something they really should have realized in the main story as well, considering they just wished every good person that died back to life there too. Regardless, with Gohan on the lookout and the kids still asleep, Goku returns to his original plan of fusing with Gohan in order to defeat Buu. Then, Gohan could teach the technique to the kids and ensure the safety for the future generations. They'll start by training on the lookout itself, and then, once they master the basics of the technique, they will enter the time chamber in order to master it. Meanwhile, on Beerus's world, the god has come back to life with the revival of Shin, and he springs up from his bed. He tells Whis to contact Supreme Kai so he can have the Kai explain what's going on. Whis uses his staff to contact Shin, and he explains not only the threat of Buu, but also how it was a Saiyan who put him down. Kibito interjects that a mere Saiyan killing a god shows great imbalance in the universe. But Beerus is more intrigued at the idea of a Saiyan killing a god. But he pushes that thought to the back of his mind. Beerus then tells the Kai if a threat like Buu ever shows up again, that he is to inform Beerus immediately. If he was just risking his own life, that'd be fine, but he's risking both of their lives, so he has to be more careful from now on. Shin agrees and tells Beerus that Buu is on Earth currently. He'd be grateful if Beerus could handle the monster. Beerus agrees as well, and says he'll also pay the Saiyan a visit while he's there. In less than an hour, Beerus and Whis were able to make their way to Earth. This gave Gohan and Goku barely any time to practice the fusion technique, so they're still novices. When Beerus arrives on Earth, a pressure floods over every fighter on the lookout. This was like no ki they've ever felt, including Buu's. That's when Goku says this is the same feeling he had when he met the Supreme Kai. Could it be him? Meanwhile, the source of the pressure moved towards Buu with incredible speed. He then appeared in front of Buu and Babidi, and this is of course, Beerus. Once there, Beerus quickly destroys Babidi first. I think I remember hearing something about you from a Supreme Kai long ago. If you truly are such a threat to the universe, show me your unhinged power, Majin Buu. The taunt catches Buu's attention, so he begins to attack Beerus, but he's unable to land a single hit. Eventually, this enrages Buu, who begins to increase his power higher and higher, but it just isn't enough. Unfortunately for Buu, there is just a gap he can't overcome with rage. Beerus eventually says he's bored and asks if that's all Buu is capable of. That's when Buu launches a candy beam directly at Beerus. He laughs and inhales. With a powerful exhale, he blows the technique right back at Buu, the same way Evil Buu did in canon, and the same way Beerus blew away a Hakai as well. This results in Buu becoming a cookie, which Beerus eats without hesitation. He compliments the snack on its exquisite flavor. Back on the lookout, everyone just felt Babidi and Buu's key signatures disappear. They didn't know if this was a trick or they were truly defeated. That's when Whis and Beerus appear on the lookout, and the pressure the Z-Fighters had felt earlier returns, but with even more presence than before. Beerus looks at Goku and sees the halo. He asks how a dead being can be in the living realm. That's when Whis informs Beerus that a one-day return is possible if someone has a deal with King Yama. Beerus understands and begins to inspect Goku. He then introduces himself to Goku as the god of destruction, Beerus, the counterbalance to the gods of creation, the Kais. Beerus then tells Goku that he heard he killed the Supreme Kai. A Saiyan killing a god of such magnitude is far beyond any Saiyan that he had known in his day. Goku assumes that he's in trouble, but Beerus says that he knows the Kai was coming back to life was part of Goku's plan, wasn't it? Goku says it was, and Beerus chuckles. A Saiyan defeating a god. Are you, perhaps, the Super Saiyan God? Beerus then tells the Z-Fighters that the Super Saiyan God is prophesized to be his greatest rival, an adversary that will face him in 4 years' time. While he'd prefer not to wait, he thinks it's best that he upholds the prophecy to the letter in order to ensure he gets the rival he was waiting for. He tells Goku to figure out who the Super Saiyan God is and to be ready for the inevitable battle in 4 years' time. Goku tells Beerus that it won't be possible for him to prepare since he'll have to return to the afterlife. Beerus looks to Whis, who goes up and taps Goku with his staff, reviving him on the spot. Everyone is excited, but Goku realizes something as well. He asks if Beerus and Whis can hold on to his shoulder. They're confused but accept, and Goku teleports them to King Yama's office. There, Goku is planning to ask about the fate of Vegeta, but he didn't need to, since Vegeta was in Yama's office already and with a restored body. Goku then asks if Whis can revive Vegeta as well, saying that the Saiyan Prince will be necessary for discovering the Super Saiyan God. Beerus reluctantly agrees, but tells them to not ever expect to see a destroyer granting life ever again. With Vegeta alive and back on Earth, Beerus and Whis decide to return home and remind them that they have 4 years to prepare the Super Saiyan God for Beerus. So, the 4 years actually pass, and this takes us to the Battle of Gods arc. This is where events start to fall back in line for the most part though. Despite having 4 years to find out about the Super Saiyan God, Goku learns via the Dragon Balls that it requires 5 other Saiyans, making it impossible until Videl is pregnant. Luckily, they can attempt the ritual before Beerus comes to Earth, and when they do, Goku becomes the first Super Saiyan God in history. Vegeta immediately tells them to perform the ritual on him as well, and even Gohan steps up to get the power of a god. Goten and Trunks are eager to take their turns, but Videl is exhausted from 3 consecutive rituals, so she had to take a break for now. They don't know how long it'll be before Beerus and Whis arrive on Earth again, so they grab Senzu and start to train. Without Buu's destruction of the Room of Spirit and Time, like in canon, it was never upgraded to be usable for more than 2 years. This means that Vegeta can't go in anymore, and Goku doesn't want an unfair advantage, so he doesn't use it either. With neither Goku or Vegeta utilizing the Time Chamber, Gohan decides to stay out and train with them as well. It would be a few weeks before Beerus and Whis would arrive on Earth. In that time, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta absorbed the power of the Super Saiyan God into their base forms, and began to grow with it even further. This, alongside the food at Bulma's party, is enough to satisfy Beerus and stop him from destroying the Earth. He secretly tells Whis to keep an eye on the Saiyans, which would of course lead to him teaching them God Ki. This allows all 3 of them to access Super Saiyan God and the Super Saiyan Blue form as well. Luckily for Earth, Gohan had to be on the planet more often than not due to his work and family. So when Frieza's forces arrive to collect the Dragon Balls, he can stop them before they even revive the dead Emperor. All in all, with 4 years of extra training in preparation for Beerus, the early acquisition of Super Saiyan God before Beerus even arrives, and a Gohan who has access to Super Saiyan Blue, threats going forward are just too weak to compete. This even includes Hit, who would be outclassed even more by a Goku with extra training, more time in Super Saiyan God, and an even more stable Kaioken. Things begin to change again around the future Trunks arc though, but it really just comes down to the fact that Goku Black is stronger as well. This would lead to Goku and Vegeta leaving the arc even stronger than they did in the original version of events, but these events would still play out the same generally. Even without Vegeta's trip into the Time Chamber for half a year, things shouldn't be different at all since Vegeta was only beating Goku Black for a short fight in the original version of events. We then move on to the Tournament of Power and the Broly movie, where both are such massive leaps in power from Goku Black that they are the point where everything begins to fall back in line with the original story for the most part. I'd rather not make this a multi-part series if the only things that change are minor power scaling points, so I think we'll end it here. hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't yet. Remember, only 22% of you are subscribed, and thank you so very much for watching.